We live in a society where there is competition in everything that people do. As a result, failure is considered as something that is bad. But today I'm here to tell you that failure is not that bad. Failure offers us a chance to learn. Failure offers us experiences that we are supposed to pick up in life. I think it's high time that we stop being so negative about failure. So guys, today I'm here to tell you that failure is not such a bad thing. And today we're going to talk about how to cope with failure. Hello guys, Brenda here and welcome to Motivation with Brenda. This is the channel where you get all the life lessons, life inspirations that will make sure that you never give up in life. So today guys, we're going to talk about how to cope with failure. And I know there are many people out there who feel like they are losers because they failed to achieve what they wanted in life. They failed to achieve their goals in life. But today I'm here to help you change that narrative, because you did not lose. Well, you're doing anything, there are only two things that can happen. You can either win or succeed in whatever you are doing. If you don't win, the only other option that can happen is an opportunity for you to learn. I'll talk about a story about myself. Personally, I'm one person that fears failure so much. And from my stories, I was in a relationship that did not work, and for me, I had invested so much in the relationship, so I felt so bad. I felt like I was a loser, like there was nothing I could do, because as in it was just too much for me. Because let me just say, I had set my expectations to be so high, so that's why I was very disappointed, and I felt as in like a loser. So many years ago, while in my nursery level, or let me say the kindergarten level, I used to be a very poor performer. So I used to be called among the bottom students each and every time. And you see what was bad about it was, I used to school in a school where my mom was a teacher in that school. After growing up, I came to realize that I used to embarrass her so much, because for me, I spent like three years in standard 1 or grade 1, so I was not getting anything. I could not say the alphabet past the letter F, because it was just too hard for me. And I remember my mom trying each and every day to teach me, but I couldn't just get it. I could not read. For me, at that moment, school was something that was stressful. It was stressful because I thought that I was a loser. I could not get anything because I used to be the last student in everything. I never thought that at one point in my life I would also feature among the top students. So for me, it was something that I never saw coming. So that is my story, and that is the story that I can say that failures were always put in public or something like that. I felt in my relationship with the that to my kid. You see, those are some of my failures. Okay, I'm telling you this because there's no harm in failing. There's no harm in failing, because failure presents us with opportunities to learn. Failures present us with opportunities to gain the skills, to gain the experience that we need for us to succeed in whatever we are doing. So how can anyone be able to cope with failure? So the first thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to identify the reason why you failed. Let's say you are playing a video game or any type of game that you like playing. So for me, I love basketball. So I'll use an example of a basketball game. Let's say you are in a competition, the other team wins. It's so logical that at the end of the game, you as a team will come together and discuss the reasons why you failed, or the reasons why you could not win that match or that game. So it means that once you fail at doing anything, the first thing that you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to come back, strategize, identify your weaknesses, identify the reasons why you failed. Did you fail because you did not pay attention? Did you fail because you are not careful? Did you fail because you are not keen on what you're doing? So the first thing that you're supposed to do is that first identify the reason why you failed. After identifying the reason why you failed, let the failure be your motivation. Let the failure be your push to want to win. As long as you are the type of person that desires to succeed, I trust me, failure will not stop you. You will not as in give up because at all you know guys, I've failed my exam, I'm so done with life, my life is messed up already because I failed a particular paper. No, don't say that. Why did you fail the exam? Did you fail the paper because you did not prepare? Did you fail the paper because you did not study? Why don't you take that opportunity to go get your books and go read your books? Failure gives us an opportunity to succeed. Failure gives us the urge to want to achieve more. And trust me, people will come, people will say things, people will say that, you see, this person, she used to work hard, this person did this and this, but at the end of the day she failed, or at the end of the day he failed. Don't listen to them. As long as you have that urge to succeed, whatever people say about you, whatever people think about you will not even be of any concern to you. I love this one person, Michael Jordan. He's one of the best basketball players, but I love one statement from him. He said that he failed many and many times, but he did not give up. Let's say he had given failure a chance in his life, maybe will not be the greatest basketball player that we know of today. So it means that once you fail, don't just stop at the failure. Rise above the failure. Let it be your motivation. Practice more. Do more so that you can succeed. Have that desire to succeed. Let the failure push you into achieving what you want. Okay? Then the next thing that you can do to cope with failure, don't be afraid to try again. Yes, you did whatever you did. Did you put in your best shot? Did you try your best? Did you as in give it your best effort? If you did your best, it means that is what you could do. So it means that you did not fail, you gave it your all. And in this case, I'll use the examples of the inventors. I take an example of Thomas Edison. He says that he failed thousands and thousands of times, but he did not give up. That's why we have all this light. That's why we can read. That's why we can watch the television. That's why we can be able to use the electronics. Let's take an example that Thomas Edison had given up on the first trial. Then what will have happened? We'll not be talking about him as the person who invented electricity or something. Maybe we'll never have heard about him anywhere. But you see, he was able to try again and again and again. No matter how much he failed, no matter how much he felt like a loser, he did not give up. So it means that once you fail at what you're doing, do not be afraid of trying again. Try again and again. You never know. Maybe your success lies in your 100th trial, or in your 10th trial. So don't be afraid of trying. Then the fourth way that you can cope up with failure is that you accept that there's no shame in failing. There's no shame in putting your failure in public. There's no shame in accepting that you fail. You know, most of the people like sharing their success on social media. Most of the people are only ready to share about their success stories, but most people are not as in free to share their failures, because nobody wants to project their failures, because people consider failure to be a bad thing. So as a human being, I'll not be willing to share my failures. So meaning that people love projecting their successes more than they can talk about their failures. So there's no harm in accepting that you failed. Accept that you failed publicly if possible, so that the people around you can be able to push you to do more. You know, most of the time we undermine ourselves. Most of the time, like me personally as Brenda, most of the time I undermine my ability, you know. So it's only the people that are around you that can see your ability, and once you express your failure to them, they'll be able to push you to do more, to push you so that they make sure that you utilize your ability to the maximum, you know. So there's no harm in sharing your failure in public. I love the story of Barbara Corcoran. She says that most of the people around her, even the family members, considered her a loser because she could not even get the basic sum question in class, and as in she was just a poor performer in class. But she says that every time she failed, she took the lesson from the failure and she made the failure to be her motivation, so that she can be able to achieve more, so that she can be able to prove the people that considered her as a loser that she could do a lot, as in she could achieve so much. And right now that she's one of the billionaires in the United States, you see. So it means that there's no harm in sharing your failure publicly. Then the last point, which is the most important point: do not quit. Never let failure push you as in out of the game. Keep on fighting, because in fighting you gain more skills, you gain the knowledge. You know, these successful people that we hear about, they didn't just try once and boom, they were successful. They failed over and over, but they did not quit. Why? Because failure gave them the skills, failure gave them the knowledge, failure gave them the wisdom, and they knew that there was no harm in trying again, and there was much to gain in trying. So today, remember that failure makes us better people. Failure makes all the successful people. Failure makes all the fighters in this world. So do you want to be counted among the fighters in the world? Do you want to be counted among the successful people, or just want to give up because I failed, I tried and I failed, so I'm just going to give up in life? I'm going to just give up on everything and let everything continue being how it is because I gave it my shot and I failed. Do you want to be that type of a person? Remember that winners never give up, because failure makes the winners stronger, motivated, and in failing, that is where all the life lessons lie. So keep on trying, never give up. Don't quit because you failed. Be the winner. Stop considering yourself as be the winner that you want to be. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. As long as you are focused on what you want to achieve, you know the end result is always the best. It doesn't matter how rough the road is, as long as you are focused on achieving your goal, you will not give up. You will not give up on your goals. So keep on fighting. Stop considering yourself as a loser, because there's so much greatness in you that you've not yet utilized. You've not even utilized 1% of your ability. You've not utilized 1% of your potential. So don't give up until you achieve your 100% potential. So guys, that was it for today. Till the next video.